Welcome to today's meditation. Find a comfortable position and let your eyes close when you're ready. Before we begin, a brief reflection on today's theme. You know that feeling when you walk through your front door after a long trip, before you even put your bags down, before you check the mail or open the fridge. There's this moment where your whole body just exhales, not because anything changed. The house is the same. You're the same. But something clicks back into place. We spend so much time reaching for things out there, better habits, bigger goals, some future version of ourselves that finally has it together. But coming home isn't about arriving somewhere new. It's about recognizing where you already are. Today, we stop traveling. We stop searching. We let ourselves land right here. Let your body settle into whatever is supporting you right now. Feel the weight of yourself, not as something heavy, just as something real, something here. Notice your breathing without changing it. Each exhale is a small arrival. Each inhale, a quiet welcome. You don't need to breathe perfectly. You don't need to sit perfectly. Just let yourself be where you are. Feel the contact between your body and the surface beneath you. That's the ground saying, "I've got you." You don't need to hold yourself up right now. Let something else carry the weight for a few minutes. Let your shoulders drop. Let your hands rest. Let your jaw soften. This is what arriving feels like. Not a dramatic entrance, just a quiet letting go of everything you were carrying to get here. Think about what home means to you. Not the building, not the address, the feeling. Maybe it's a specific room, a specific chair, the way light comes through a window in the late afternoon. Maybe it's a person, the sound of someone else moving around in the kitchen while you read on the couch. Maybe it's a smell, coffee in the morning, laundry that just came out of the dryer, rain on pavement through an open window. Home isn't really a place. It's a feeling of not having to perform, of taking off the mask you didn't realize you were wearing, of being exactly as messy, tired, or uncertain as you actually are. We all spend so much energy being away. At work, you're the competent one, or the reliable one, or the one who keeps it together. With friends, you're the funny one, or the listener, or the one who doesn't burden people with their problems. Even alone, you're still performing sometimes, still rehearsing conversations, still running the highlight reel for an audience that isn't there. And none of that is wrong. We all do it. It's how we move through the world. But it's exhausting. And the exhaustion isn't always obvious. It builds up slowly, like dishes in the sink. You don't notice how much has piled up until you finally stop. Coming home is that stopping. Not collapsing, not giving up, just allowing yourself to put it all down for a moment. The roles, the expectations, the constant narration about who you should be and what you should be doing. What if you could come home to yourself the way you come home to your house? Walk in, exhale, let it all drop. Notice your breath for a moment. It's been going this whole time without any effort from you. That's what home sounds like. Something that keeps going without you having to manage it. Your heartbeat, your breath, the quiet hum of your body doing its thing. You don't have to earn that. It just happens. Think about that for a second. You don't earn your heartbeat. You don't qualify for your next breath. They just come freely, without conditions. What if belonging worked the same way? What if you didn't have to earn the right to feel at home in your own life? What if it was already given? Here's something strange about being human. We leave home and then spend our whole lives trying to get back. Not to a physical place, to a feeling we had before we learned to doubt ourselves. Before we started comparing. Before we built the long list of things we need to fix about ourselves, before we're allowed to feel okay. Kids don't search for home. They're just in it. They cry when they're sad. They laugh when something's funny. They fall asleep when they're tired. They haven't learned yet that you're supposed to be somewhere other than where you are. Watch a toddler walk into a room. They don't scan for exits. They don't check who's watching. They just walk in like they own the place. Because in their world, they do. Every room is home. Growing up is a slow process of leaving home. Learning to hide what you feel. Learning to say, I'm fine when you're not. learning to push through when your body says stop. And all of that might have been necessary. You had to learn to navigate a complicated world. But now, right now, you can come back. Not by undoing anything, not by becoming a child again. Just by giving yourself permission to stop pretending, even for 20 minutes. There's a reason we say make yourself at home to guests. It means stop being careful, stop being polite, stop holding yourself together for my benefit. Relax, take up space, be weird, be comfortable. When was the last time you said that to yourself? Make yourself at home in your own life. Put your feet up, leave the dishes for later. Sit in the silence without filling it. Most of us are guests in our own lives, moving carefully, trying not to break anything, waiting for permission to relax. But you're not a guest here. This is your life. You don't need an invitation. What would it mean to feel at home in your own body? Not after you lose the weight, not after you fix your posture, not after you become the kind of person who does yoga every morning. Right now, in this body, with its aches and its tension and its weird noises. Can you be home here? Feel the weight in your hands, the temperature of your skin. This body has carried you through everything, every hard day, every sleepless night, every moment you thought you couldn't keep going. It didn't ask for thanks. It just kept showing up. That's home. Something that keeps showing up for you, whether you appreciate it or not. You don't have to love every part of your body to live in it fully. You just have to stop treating it like temporary housing, like something you'll appreciate once it looks the way you want. This is it. This is where you live. Might as well unpack. What would it mean to feel at home in your own mind? Not a mind that's perfectly quiet. Not a mind that only thinks positive thoughts. Your mind, the one that worries too much. The one that replays old conversations at 2 a.m. The one that sometimes thinks the worst about itself. Can you be home there too? Not by fixing the thoughts, by letting them be part of the furniture. Every home has a junk drawer, a closet you don't open when guests come over, a corner that's always a little messy. that doesn't make it less of a home. It makes it real. Think about your favorite room in any place you've ever lived. It probably wasn't the most impressive room. It was the one where you felt most yourself. Maybe it was small. Maybe the paint was peeling. Maybe the couch had a dent from where you always sat. But it was yours. And that's what made it home. Your mind is like that room. Not the showroom version you present to the world. The real version, with the dent in the couch. The search for perfection is actually the thing that keeps you away from home. Because perfection is always somewhere else, always in the future, always one more change away. But home is here, with the imperfections, with the mess, with the things you're still figuring out. You don't renovate your house before you walk through the door. You walk in first, then you deal with what needs dealing with from the inside. That's what coming home to yourself looks like. You arrive first, imperfect, uncertain, still in progress. And then, from that place of belonging, you figure out what needs attention. Not from judgment, from care. The way you'd fix a leaky faucet, not because the house is broken, because it's yours and you want to take care of it. There's a difference between fixing a home and abandoning it. So many of us abandon ourselves daily. We check out. We numb. We scroll. We stay busy so we don't have to sit in the quiet rooms of our own minds. Because some of those rooms are uncomfortable. Some hold memories we'd rather not revisit. Some hold feelings we've been avoiding for years. But a home you never enter isn't really a home. It's just a building. Coming home means walking into all the rooms, even the ones you've been avoiding. Not to suffer, not to dwell, just to acknowledge, I live here too. This is also mine. And here's the thing about those rooms. They're never as scary as you imagine from the hallway. The dread of opening the door is almost always worse than what's behind it. Usually it's just a feeling, sitting there, waiting to be noticed. And once you notice it, once you say, "Oh, there you are," it doesn't need anything else. It just needed to be seen. Notice where you are right now, not where your mind has been wandering, where your body is, the room, the surface beneath you, the air on your skin. This is home, right here, right now. Not because the conditions are perfect, because you decided to stop leaving. There's a word for this in many languages. In German, Geborgenheit, a feeling of warmth, safety, being sheltered, not by walls, by belonging. You can feel it in the middle of a crowded city or alone in an empty room. It has nothing to do with where you are, everything to do with how you are. Are you bracing or resting? Are you defending or receiving? Right now, choose receiving, choose rest, choose to stop bracing against a threat that isn't here. Feel your body respond to that choice, even slightly. A softening in the belly, a loosening in the chest. That's your body coming home. Coming home isn't a one-time event. It's something you do 100 times a day. You drift away, you notice, you come back. You get lost in worry, you notice, you come back. You start performing, you notice, you come back. The coming back is the whole practice, not the staying, the returning. Because you will leave again. That's guaranteed. Your mind will wander. You'll put the mask back on. You'll forget that you're allowed to just be yourself. And then something will remind you. A deep breath, a quiet moment, the feeling of your feet on the floor. And you'll come home again. That's the beauty of home. It doesn't hold a grudge. It doesn't say, "Where have you been?" It doesn't say, "You should have come back sooner." It just opens the door. Every time. No matter how long you've been gone. You can be gone for an hour or a decade. The door still opens. You can forget it exists. It still exists. That's what your center feels like. That's what this present moment feels like. Patient, steady, waiting, not going anywhere. So carry this with you today, not as something to achieve, as something to remember. You already have a home. It's not somewhere you need to build or earn or find. It's where you're sitting right now. It's the body you're breathing with. It's the mind you're thinking with. even the messy parts, even the parts you wish were different. All of it is home, and the door is always open. You've been searching for something your whole life, a place where you fit, a version of yourself that finally feels right, a moment where everything clicks. This is that moment. Not because it's special, because you stopped looking for something better. And in the stopping, you found what was always here. Home. Now, gently, begin to notice the space around you. The sounds in the room, near and far. The feel of the air on your skin, warm or cool. The surface holding your weight. There's no rush to move. You're already home. When you're ready, let your eyes open softly. Take the feeling of arrival with you, not just in meditation, but in everything. Every room you walk into today, you're coming home. Because home was never the room. It was always you. Thank you for practicing with me today. See you next time, because meditation should be free.